And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, December 27th, 2014, our final show of this year. This is Season 8, Episode 52. I'm Scott.
I'm Dennis.
I'm Matt.
And I'm RJ.
And welcome to the show. Nate not here, of course, James not here as well. It is our 52nd episode, which means we have done an episode every single week this year, which is amazing, considering I don't think we've ever done that before.
No.
I think we've done the equivalent of maybe an episode every week for a year, but not
straight through.
Yeah, not straight through like that.
Because before when we were doing multiple in a week, that may have equaled to 52
Yeah,
episodes.
it's a good ways back, I think.
Yeah.
In our 2009, I think, or something like that.
When we were young.
Yeah, really long time. When we could do 3 shows a night. God, I don't know how I got through that, but yeah. So anyway, 52 episodes this year. That is with a trip to PAX, and I believe it was James and, well, you weren't here, but no. James and Dennis, Jeremy, and Nate, and everybody holding down the fort. And then that time I was in the hospital, and we had that was unexpected.
Yeah.
Normally in situations like that, we just would not have done a show, but
yeah, we soldiered through.
Amazingly enough, we got that through. So it's amazing. We did 52 shows this year at a time when probably we shouldn't have, but we did anyway, or we shouldn't have been able to.
Yeah,
considering the circumstances, but we did. We got through it, and I want to thank everybody for sticking with us through the year and joining in the chat room and coming by. We'll do a chat room roll call a little bit later on.
If I can, I would like to thank all the listeners throughout the year, the new people we picked up.
I know we get new people all the time.
Yeah, the ones that have stuck, like you said, the ones that have stuck through us, throughout all the time. But it's also appreciated of all the people that come to us, throughout the year. So thanks.
It's always great, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. Nate's not here, so it'll be me answering the phone. So if it doesn't get picked up as soon as it rings, just because it's probably because I'm in the middle of talking. But yeah, 334-272-9228. You can check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at ingamechat, as well as on Facebook. You can email us, everyone at ingamechat.net. We're streaming the cam feed right now through Twitch. Head over to twitch.tv, do a search for In-Game Chat, and you will find us. And you can join in the chat room live while we broadcast with everybody in there who is currently in there for the start of the show. Well, it is the weekend. Christmas is only a few days removed. And I would assume most of us are on some type of vacation, some type of long extended holiday possibly until going back to work on Monday. Did anybody get anything done as far as gaming? I played a few things. These are because of the Steam sale. I was able to pick up a couple of things either that interested me or I had on my wish list and it went down to a good price.
Yeah.
I can't remember everything that I bought. I can't remember the stuff that I played though.
A few things here and there.
Yeah. Door Kickers I tried out this morning. And by tried out, I mean I played probably 10 minutes worth, just very quick. Not because it was bad, just because I, moved on to something else. But I started that up, and I like it so far. I wish it had a better way to explain everything to me. It does have instructions on a slideshow type situation, but for whatever reason, I ain't the kid I used to be where I could retain that information so quickly. So as soon as it puts me in the game, it's like, all right, now what do I do?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have any kind of I don't want to say proper tutorial because games used to not have tutorials.
Yeah, they had instruction manuals.
They just had instruction manuals, and then it's like, okay, you go. I guess I've become, used to that or something. I've become
You've become soft and doughy, not being
so.
Forged in the fire of
dependent
the old
upon
days.
it, I suppose.
I don't know. Personally, I still miss instruction manuals, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, they had story elements. And
well, I tell you what, an instruction manual would be nice to have where I could actually play the game and then just look.
Yeah,
of course, I guess that's what a dual screen would be for.
Well, I mean, some things have an online manual you can look up as you're playing. But it is nice to be able to pause and be like, flip through your book and be like, okay, where's this process right here? Which
I think Last of Us, MLB 14, the show, had online manuals to go through in theirs as well. So.
A lot of them do. A lot of them have online manuals now.
But I mean, even the online manuals are it's not the same. Like I think back to the old, the original Legend of Zelda manual, and it had story elements, it had backstory, it had
translation errors.
Yeah, that's part of the charm. But, they had a little bit more to it. They had the artwork, all that stuff. Now, if you look up The Last of Us, if you go online, just probably has, key mappings and not much else. It didn't have all the stuff that used to come into an instruction manual.
Well, everybody's got a different control scheme for how a game plays, but almost always your right trigger is going to be your fire and your left trigger is going to be your alt. Or zoom, or whatever the case may be. Door Kickers is a top-down strategy type situation. And it doesn't have a lot of controls to it, but it's got enough to where it would be nice to kind of be gradually introduced to them as I go through the gameplay sort of thing. What else did I play? I played
Plague Inc.
I played Anno 2027?
2070?
2070?
No, 2070, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you playing that.
Yeah, I played that. I didn't like that at all.
Oh.
For a game I'd actually been wanting to go on sale for a while, and I've actually had it. It wasn't that I picked it up during this sale. I've just had it for a very long time. And
0.3 hours on record spent with it.
Yeah. Not much. It was late, and I kind of want to look back into it, but yikes. I didn't enjoy that one either. And Car Mechanic Simulator 2014, I think is what that is. Are you looking at my list
I'm
there?
looking at your list right now.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that everything you could hope for from the Car Mechanic Simulator?
I know. It's funny, right?
I assume every simulator out there is just Goat Simulator with a new skin on it. So that can entertain me right there.
So this was a flash daily sale, whatever it was, and it was down. I think it was like $3 on sale, and I thought, this looks cool. I'll pick this up.
That's not a bad price for satisfying your curiosity.
Maybe it's got a free play mode where you can just decide to work on any car that you want to.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have that, or if it does, it's buried somewhere, and I can't figure out how to get to it. So, because what I was really hoping is that you could take real world cars, plug them in there, and look at them and go over them and strip them apart and put them back together. Because I would have enjoyed taking my car and putting it in there and kind of getting to know it better, in a sense.
Okay.
Which is what I was hoping to find there. I did not find that. It's still a very competent. I mean, it's what it is. It's Car Mechanic Simulator.
Did it actually use real world cars, or was it kind of its own invention?
Like generic?
Well, it's generic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's generic.
Yeah, I was wondering if licensing issues might play into that.
I played the main missions, and so it's going to start me off with just change your brake pads or change this tire. It was very minimal and only worked on 2 cars. So, but I didn't see anything that, and it maybe as it progresses, or maybe they've got DLC, or maybe there's some other aspect where you can do that. I didn't look it over too well to see. What it did give me the thought was, and James and I were talking about this last night. I really wish he was here because we had a great conversation about it. But a car mechanic simulator, or just a mechanic simulator, but you can pick, you could pick the Millennium Falcon, or you could, you could pick
work on the Enterprise D,
an X-wing or something like that you could take completely apart, and then put it back together, sort of thing. Just or any kind of. Fine, get it. We were trying to think of what those books were that were car manuals.
Oh yeah,
I think we found out it was Haynes. I believe.
Yeah, Haynes.
Haynes
that's
manual.
one of them.
Yeah, the Haynes manual. If they just did a game,
like a Haynes manual,
and they put cars in there, and you've got access to every kind of car you could imagine, motorcycles, cars, whatever, and you could just take them apart virtually, look them over, and check out every sort of aspect of it. And James's idea was if they had some Enterprise Engineer Simulator. So, you don't get to pilot you don't do any. There's no fighting or anything like that. You're just there to make sure
the warp core is intact,
keeps going.
Yeah. Fixing breaches. Send Geordi into the Jeffries tubes.
That would be your main mission. Would be okay, we've got this problem here, and then you have to go over there and fix it. But if you didn't want to do the main mission, you just want to do the simulator aspect. You could just walk around and 3D inspect everything and take it apart,
Yeah, that would be really nice.
I'd want to go to 10 Forward first, get drunk, then do it. Have the screen be all wavy.
I just thought that's a
guy in there giving you sage advice.
Oh, that would be cool.
It'd be a great little thing to do. It's one of those things where we thought, God, if we made games, this is what we would make.
And something like that would sell. I'm pretty sure. there'd be people out there that would definitely want. I mean, because I'd want to.
Yeah, Jimmy the Saint was like, "It's generic cars, no licensed cars at all in the game." Oh my God, you are talking about mechanics. It's so lame.
So what about I was thinking about Grand Theft Auto 5. All those cars in there, they don't have the names of the cars, but they look so close and similar to
they do
the
look
ones that
similar,
the real life counterparts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. The two I saw were like little compact things. They were
yeah, I know.
I didn't see any. This is not a very detailed. It's a very rudimentary type looking type game, but I mean, it had all the main components, at least that I could tell from what you would do with a car, and you could take it almost all the way apart. The objectives were you need to do these things and then get it back to the person in a time limit type situation.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But yeah, so
it's kind of like a auto shop class.
Yeah, this is no way an endorsement for it. It is not great. It was, like I said, it was like $3.75 or something
and
like
worth
that.
every penny of that.
So no, not when you find out that it doesn't have just like a free
mode. Yeah,
a free mode where you can just go through and pick any car you want, and it doesn't have licensed cars either. That's kind of disappointing. So
watch them all be like Eastern European licensed cars.
Yeah, so don't take this as an endorsement. If you want an endorsement on something, I will give you Plague Inc. That was fun.
Yeah, Plague Inc. is good.
Have you played that?
I played played a little bit of Steam. I played a lot of the mobile version like a year ago.
Yeah.
It was really good.
This first time I picked this up when it was on. It was Daily Deal, and I picked that up.
Yeah, I've read stuff like the creators been asked to give talks at CDC and stuff just because they're just interested in how his algorithms worked in the game. Or how
I didn't even think about that sort of thing. But yeah, that's fun. So I'm glad you've played that.
Yeah, it's good
So at
stuff.
least I've got somebody to talk to about it, and can fix my corrections when I make a mistake in what I say about it. No, I really liked it. It is very simple.
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's difficult though. I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah,
as
there
far
are times
as,
where if you spend on the wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
the
it's
wrong
you
things.
against the world.
Mm-hmm. And you get only so many. I don't remember what they're called.
DNA points.
Yeah, DNA points. Essentially, experience points for evolving your disease. And sometimes, if you evolve too much, if you worry too much about getting it transmitted everywhere, you can't up your virulence or your.
There's
lethality.
3 levels of it. There is the infectivity of how
Which-
easily it gets infected or how easily it can spread. There's the severity of it, about how bad a person gets. Then there's the lethality of it, about how many people it can kill.
Yeah, and severity is
wonderful stuff to talk about on the radio. But I realized over the course, I couldn't win a single game, and I was on the lowest setting, and I could not win a game.
Yeah, it can be difficult just based on what you pick in, because severity affects when people start noticing your bad news.
The quicker they notice it, or the quicker they're scared of it, the faster they'll work on a cure.
Mm-hmm. And the only way to stop that is to essentially wipe out whatever countries are working on the cure. And that takes a lot of time.
So are you trying to wipe?
Yeah, you're trying to wipe out the world.
Yeah, you're trying to eradicate the population. All 7 billion of us.
Yeah, and there are various types. You meet start as bacteria or prion, which has a lower rate of transmission, or fungus, which just takes forever to spread around. Things like that. And there's also special things there's a zombie scenario where the gameplay shifts from being a virus to being The Walking Dead.
I saw that there were player submitted scenarios that you could download.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that.
That was quite a
I think they did a special with the Planet of the Apes movies.
They did.
Okay.
You get that. You
As
get
well.
that. You get that right at the beginning. You can actually go ahead and play that, which I didn't.
The monkey virus?
Yeah, I didn't try that or so. Yeah, the simian flu.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good stuff. Plague Inc. is definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
It is. If it goes on sale again, that's the one I will endorse for you. If you like stuff like this, yes, being subtle is very key to doing this. The win that I got, I started in China because it's got the most population.
Yeah, China, India is one that's a good place to start at as well, just because of all the connectivity.
I started in Indonesia, and then that didn't get anywhere. So then I tried Greenland because there was
Greenland and Iceland tend to be really big holdouts towards the end.
because they're hard to infect. There's only one way to get to them, and that's by boat. And
once they start shutting down boats and everything,
you can't get the virus over there. So China was ultimately where to start, and then after that, I used my DNA points not to protect the disease or not to spread the disease, but to just cause more infectivity, like, coughing, sneezing, sweating, that sort of thing, putting all that in there. And then it would build up. And certainly tons of people are then infected before they even start worrying about a cure. And then it starts spreading. And again, they're not worrying about a cure. But by the time that they do, you can pop off those ones that are real lethal.
Yeah, start getting into like the hemorrhagic fever.
Yeah, and then that'll wipe out everyone. This is fantastic stuff to be talking about.
It might be causing a panic.
Yeah,
I know. It's really strange.
Someone caught us in the middle of this conversation.
Yeah.
We're talking about there's an epidemic going on. I don't know about it.
But
Somebody's run to CNN right now.
It's all video games.
It's great though. It's great. So yeah, that was the one I played. Did I play anything else? I don't think I played anything else. I downloaded a bunch of stuff. I deleted a bunch of stuff off of my
hard drive,
Steam account. Yeah, and then started downloading more stuff. Stick of Truth, and what was the other one that I grabbed? Flight Sim.
Flight Sim X.
Yeah, Flight Sim X. I went ahead and put that on there. I haven't played that. And Dawn of Discovery was another one that I put in that I hadn't played for a while. Sunless Sea was another one I threw in. I haven't played any of those yet. So that's what I've been doing with my time, which isn't very much. But we'll start with Dennis.
I did play my usual. Okay. I've been playing some other things too, though. For Christmas, I did get Smash Brothers on the Wii U. Man, it's Smash. It's exactly what you want from Smash Brothers at the end of the day. And that's good, and it does come with an instruction manual as well, with like everybody's moves and everything in it.
Yeah. And can't you use the ambios on that as well?
Amiibos, yeah.
Amiibos, whatever.
I don't know what how exactly works. I know it like creates a computer control character that levels up, and it was like this really weird system when I read about it. I'm not sure on the exact mechanics of it, but yeah, it is like you like put it on game heads like, oh, it's an Amiibo. Let me register it with this here, and you can like level it up, and something about like take it to other people's house. I guess you can play with them at some point or something like that, but I'm not sure what the mechanics are. But that Hyrule Warriors is going to have that as well. A couple other games they've announced. I think some third parties are getting in on it also.
Oh, good.
I got that. One of my relatives gave me Shadow of Mordor on the PS4, which I don't have, so that'll be going towards
that's interesting.
Yeah.
They didn't know you had a PS4?
No, they just didn't ask. They just kind of assumed I had one already.
Wow.
So I'm going to trade that in probably for Steam credit to get some more stuff on sale, because there's a lot today that I just kind of want to grab that's interesting. A couple things like Long Dark, Shovel Knight. Maybe I'll get Shadow of Mordor on the PC. I'm not quite sure yet, though.
Did I get you anything?
Yes, you did. You got me Valiant Hearts.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah.
Same here. Thanks.
I got everybody something, but not everybody had Valiant Hearts on their list. Or some people, James, had already bought Valiant Hearts when it was on sale and screwed up my streak of getting everybody Valiant Hearts. RJ, I could not get him Valiant Hearts just for the fact that I went to his wish list and he had nothing. And
blank, desolate wasteland.
Yeah, there was nothing there. Rarely signs on. I didn't even know if his computer could handle running Valiant Hearts.
RJ runs his wish list in hard mode, essentially, so that way nobody can get him anything.
Just very much so. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So good. I'm glad you got that. Did you have a chance to play that yet?
No, I have not had a chance to play that one yet. It's just been a long time. Most of my week was spent helping my wife craft various things for other family members. She does a lot of crocheting.
Yeah.
So I was helping out with that and barely got any time for gaming.
All right, Matt, what about you?
Picked up a couple stuff on the Steam sale as well. Ghostbusters was like $1 or something.
Mm-hmm. I got it last time it was on sale, or whenever, ever how long ago it was on sale.
Yeah, that is a really fun game.
Yeah, I've already beat it and everything, but still, yeah, it was fun.
I have it on the 360 too.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, that's where I initially beat it.
Huh?
I think you got it on the better version than
360 is better than PC?
On the
my version, better than PS3.
PS4. Yeah, PS3 had a lot of bugs,
animation and bugs issues in that one.
Although I don't know that it's. I don't necessarily know that it's. I don't even know if it's better looking on the PC. It may not have been one of those titles that they were that concerned with giving the PC the extra boost that it could handle. It may have just been a direct port from whatever. So I'm not even sure. I'm kind of.
Yeah, it's still fun. It captured a lot of the charm of, particularly in like some of the prototype weapon descriptions, talking about the side effects of using these. Don't expect to have children for the next 20 years and the like.
Yeah. Picked up Outcast 1.1. I remember someone in the chat room a while back ago was talking about that game, and it just sort of slipped by me.
Which one was it again?
Outcast.
Outcast. Outcast. I don't know what that is.
It was like it came out in '99. Like it's an older game, but they sort of remastered it, I guess. So pick that up.
I almost got confused with Outlast, but yeah.
No.
So.
And also the Escape game. Enslaved. Escape to the West.
Yeah. The one from the Heavenly Swords, Ninja Theory.
Ninja Theory, guys. Yeah.
That was a fun one. I beat that already on the the 360, but still, for $4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was talking with Dennis before the show. Duke Nukem is still on sale for like $6.50, and I'm still hesitant.
Not worth it.
Man, that thing dropped down. That thing dropped down to 99 cents somewhere. I don't necessarily know that it was Steam, but it was 99 cents, and
and you're still like.
I still passed on it.
That could be a Mountain Dew or something,
Well, there's plenty of games I won't pick up that are even that low or whatever.
Yeah.
It just depends on if they're in my wheelhouse or if I have any interest in them at all. I've got a lot of examples where I buy stuff just because it's got a low price, but there are some games that I'll skip out on even at the lowest price that they have just because it's don't want to play that.
Yeah, that's definitely
and that one falls under it.
Maybe eventually, but just still right now, I'm like, played some more Borderlands pre-sequel.
Yeah,
it's Borderlands. I like it. It's fun, and started trying to get back a little bit into Saints Row 4.
That's good stuff.
Just
I'll say the next one releases first week of January, I think.
Around there, yeah, it should be.
That's one I already grabbed and pre-ordered. $20. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's, about it.
And RJ, what about you?
Well, I had to work Friday, so I didn't get as much time as I wanted to play some games, but I did manage to finish off the classic mode of Dead Space 3, so I was able to unlock the Devil's Horns. So the big foam, the big foam finger. For those of you who don't know, the big foam finger as a weapon.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, pew,
that's
and bang,
actually
bang.
one of my favorite.
Yeah, overpowered. You have no targeting reticle, but as soon as someone gets closer, you pull the trigger. That's it. They're gone.
Yeah,
pieces everywhere.
And the noise it makes.
Yeah, the one that Isaac says. Yeah. Got some Virtua Fighter 5 in. Didn't get to do much because of the online issues that were going on.
Man, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that for sure. I put a lot of time in, and because of the lack of online play, I was playing a lot of single player things. I was able to play some SSX a little bit. Got back into that a little bit. For some reason, Splatterhouse as well. Started playing that.
The recent one?
The Namco remake, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game.
That was a good game. No, I got a lot of heat for camera issues and graphics and things like that, but I had fun with it overall. That's pretty much
I enjoyed Jim Cummings as the
yes, he did a wonderful job as the voice as the Devil's Mask. He was almost perfect for that, pretty much perfect for that one. Went out and played with some friends of mine, played a little Killer Instinct on Xbox One, did a little bit of that, but for the most part at home I've been playing Guilty Gear Xrd on the PS3.
What do you think of the Killer Instinct?
Simplified a little bit. A lot of things are different between characters. I use TJ combo and it's pretty much the same way. Charge back, push forward. I don't think you have to charge sometimes. Sometimes like back, tap back, push forward. Like kind of like all of Mortal Kombat even. Not having to charge much, just push back and push forward. So it's real simplified and streamlined, but I'm still getting kind of used to the system. I've only played it twice. So I'm still trying to get used to the system. Like combo breaking was, back in the older versions of Killer Instinct, you just do your move that breaks combos and you would break the move, right? And this one, it's like something like hit the corresponding light punch and kick or medium punch and kick or hard punch and kick to break whatever chain the opponent is throwing. So it's so you have to know what the opponent is doing to know which section of buttons to hit to break the combo. And I was having trouble with that all night. And getting my stuff broken as well.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when you do the air combos, where it's like if they
light to medium to hard,
and if they do a particular direction and move, you can counter it by doing that same move or like one that's particularly opposite of it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think in three they had something like that, but or if you could block something, you could do a counter or something along those lines. Yeah, kind of similar in that nature. Yeah. But yeah, it just takes a little getting used to. For me to get used to that, but like I said, I don't have an Xbox One, so I just play it whenever I'm at GT South, whenever I can with friends of mine. But like I said, I've been playing mostly Guilty Gear Xrd. Very, very beautiful game from Axis. Real smooth, real smooth flow to it. Combos come out real clean and nice. I mean, it's a challenge, especially when you play folks online. Now they had a few issues with online play, but they fixed it up a little bit, so it runs. I think it's going to run a little better now.
Yeah, the only thing I know about series is that the one where you can have one hit kills at any time.
Yeah, if you build up meter, you can activate it, and you'll go into power mode, and you can do an instant kill move if it hits. Now, if someone blocks it, you're done. You don't have any meter.
Okay, yeah, it's not a guaranteed thing.
Yeah, it's risky, but if you can pull it off, you can get an instant win, instant round win.
What else is it used for? I mean,
the meter.
Yeah,
the meter could
just be used. Is it just used for builds up just for that one thing? Or
no, the meter. As in typical fighting games, the meter is built for enhancing your special moves, or in this case, a Roman cancel, which is where you would, if you do a move and you're stuck. You're stuck. Like if you throw the move out and you're stuck, you have to take about 6 or 7 frames to recover from doing that move. You can instantly cancel it, use about half your meter. You can cancel it and go back to being able to control your character again. So moves that are deemed like unsafe, or like something that if you throw it out and it gets blocked, you're open to be punished. You can throw it out, it gets blocked. You can cancel it with a Roman cancel with half your meter, and then you can be able to defend yourself or get out of danger if need be.
Okay.
So and then you can also fuel your super moves as well. Big, powerful special moves that do a lot of damage if it connects. But yeah, that's just one of the features of a special meter.
Well, I know that these two guys got Valiant Hearts, and Jeremy got Valiant Hearts. I don't remember what I got Nate, but it was not Valiant Hearts. I got him something, but I cannot remember what I got him, and I don't think he is. I don't think he's listening at the moment, but he said he might try and call in. Later in the show. James had also picked up Valiant Hearts when it was on as a daily deal, and so I couldn't get him that, so I got him Saints Row 4.
Okay. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I got him another
Did
game.
you get him the Game of the Century edition?
He'd have to say. I probably did. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah, because I think that was one on sale for $5 at one point.
But I may have been, an idiot and got him the regular version. I really don't remember. And I also got him a game called The 39 Steps, which I'm very interested to see how that is.
The Saints Row 4 one, was it called the Commander-in-Chief edition that had everything?
Game of the Century or something?
Yeah, I think the Commander-in-Chief one was the gag one they put out where it was like $1 million, but you would get all these trips everywhere and everything. But turned out it was just a big joke from Volition.
Joke, okay.
Yeah. All right. But I got him that, and then RJ, I was able to get Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Much obliged, thank you.
Yes.
Much
Have you
obliged.
tried? Have you had a chance?
I haven't tried it. Yeah, I did. Well, to be honest, like I said,
I had to send him a text just to sign on to Steam because it had been a few days since he.
Few days.
Well, it's been a few days since I'd bought it.
Yeah, it's been months.
Yeah.
since I've been on Steam. Every time I get on Steam, I have to update everything on there. It has to download all this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you get a PS4. You should already be used to that with a PS3.
Backing up on that thing. It would take me 20 plus hours to back up everything on my PS3.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, your PS4, they gave you Shadow of Mordor for PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, GameStop did this. I had pre-ordered the limited edition Guilty Gear for the PS3. So when I get there to pick it up, they hand me this box of Guilty Gear. It looks all nice and pretty, nice wrap, all shrink wrapped and everything, for the PS4.
Oh man!
So I looked at this thing and I'm thinking, you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I'm going to put this on my desk, look at it every day, and think this is what's going to make me get a PS4 eventually, because there are enough titles on there now to make me merit getting one, and especially with the announcement of Street Fighter V.
Yeah,
especially that's another fighting title that's going to be put on there. I'll be trying to get that as soon as possible.
Every little thing to tempt you.
Yeah, every little thing. So yeah, so when the GameStop did that did it. All right, I'm going to be trying to get a PS4 now.
Yeah, I can't remember what I got Nate, but I remember sending Nate. He thanked me for whatever it was I got him, and I remember telling him, I was like, "You need to fill out your wish list," because his wish list it had stuff in it, but it was all either brand new and not
reasonable.
I like you, man, but I ain't paying $30 for your game.
I'll say the only thing I've seen on his recent play is The Room.
Did I get him that? Maybe
I don't know, but it's
I did.
Okay,
I did get him The Room.
Well, there you go.
He's already finished it, so.
Well,
I mean,
really
it's not a
doubt
long
that.
game, so.
Yeah, I did get him The Room, and I want to say I got him something else, but I can't remember.
Don't really see anything else on
What
his-
else it would have been?
Shooter, simulator.
I don't know.
yeah.
His wish list did not help whatsoever.
Yeah, the only other thing he's played is Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
I didn't get him that.
Get him a
I don't think I got him that.
what was it, Gunpoint or Papers, Please, anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Oh, Gunpoint's really good.
Need to see what he doesn't have and
Yeah,
what, is on sale. But like I said, I already got him something. And he'll tell us if he calls in, or we'll talk about it tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but we'll talk about it next week. But
Okay.
anyway, we need to take a break here, and we'll be back with more in-game chat. If you want to be on the show, you want to talk to us, give us a call 334-272-9228. We will be back with more of in-game chat in just a moment. Here is music from Virtua Fighter. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. There's a game I wish would get some kind of revitalization or an update. That is music from Blood Omen.
Ah, good stuff.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll see anything after Defiance.
Yeah. No, well, I mean,
Well, I mean,
I would still like that, like whatever. What's the remaster type stuff? Whatever it is that they
Yeah.
do with old stuff, and they,
I would definitely love to see a new
Polish
Blood
it
Omen
up.
without all the loading times.
It's not on GOG, is it? It's not on.
I
I'm pretty sure it's not.
don't think so. I think the
Like,
rest of them are. I know
Every
they're
other
on
game in
Steam.
the series is on Steam or GOG.
Yeah.
Blood Omen 2, Soul Reaver 2, Defiance. They're all either one place or another, but
The original.
the original, Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is nowhere to be found.
Probably on PSN, maybe.
Huh.
That's about the only thing I can think of.
Maybe, or PS Now or something like that you could play on the PS4 or something. Possibly. That'd be a good Vita game.
Oh, that would be.
I'd like to have that on the Vita.
Without the loading screen, time.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, it was released on PSN in 2009.
Huh.
Now, there is a PC version
Really?
Oh, yeah, I played it on the PC.
released in 1997.
oh,
but-
97, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I originally had it.
But just like good old games, you would think it would pop up on there.
Eventually, yeah.
But it's not. So,
Well, I mean, how long did it take for them to get X-Wing and TIE Fighter?
well, they had to get the LucasArts rights on that. I don't know that they're getting. What was that? Silicon Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Silicon Knights, Dennis Dyack was the
I
lead
think
director and
they're getting
everything. Yeah, then and after that it went to Eidos after that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there was like a big dust up about that.
yeah, it was. I would love it though if they were able to get that game on their library. So anyway, welcome back to the show. Like I said, if you want to join in the conversation, give us a call, 334-272-9228. Going to turn the conversation over to something RJ mentioned just a few minutes ago, which was trying to use any of the services the past few days.
Yeah, boy, Christmas was terrible if you got a new console.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it had... Yeah, I know.
I read about why they did it, or why, the people claiming, who did it, and I don't follow. I don't buy it.
It's because there's a reason.
Yeah, doing that, for the people that don't know, PlayStation Network and Xbox Live were hacked by a group. Was it the Lizard?
Yeah, Lizard Squad. The
Lizard Squad.
same guys who called in the bomb threat against the plane John Smedley was on a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did that. Oh. Yeah, so it's been very bad and hard for people to use their new consoles.
Yeah, family got an Xbox One. Tessa's family got an Xbox One. And trying to set that up was.
Well, I remember there was something that, and it wasn't this year. It may have been last year that somebody called in, and or one of the years during the holidays, somebody called in and said that we're going to be getting a console for the kids. And I remember the advice that one of us here at the show gave them was to, go ahead and open it up, download all the updates, and have it ready to go out of the box whenever they open up. First off, make sure it all works.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't have a dead one. I think this was back when you do your Xbox 360 stuff, and you could have a red ring. And then download all the updates that it's needed, get it all ready to go, so that all they have to do is open it up, plug it in, and go play. For the most part, that works. Except for when your game...
Except when your profile is reliant on being connected to Xbox Live, which...
Or your game needs an update.
Yeah. Game needs an update. We'd open this out of the box. System updates wouldn't load or anything. I was sitting there trying to figure out what was going on. And eventually popped across the news article. It's like, oh, we're going to hack Xbox and PSN. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah, W. Matthews says that apparently Xbox Live is holding up better than PSN. True, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I think. Okay, I don't know.
Well, the family I set up for, they've been able to play their Xbox One just fine.
Playing games or what?
Playing games and everything, and being able to save and get signed in and everything.
Because I tried to use it today just to access like Netflix and other connected apps.
Okay, it may have changed because this was yesterday.
Yeah, no go for that. Now, it would lock me into Xbox Live, and the system, when I did a connection check, would say, yeah, you're online. Good job. But whenever I started up Netflix, it's like, you got to be online to play this. And so we can't run this.
I remember yesterday playing Killer Instinct. We were trying to play with all the characters available, and there was only 2 because the network was trying to download.
Because they weren't able to authenticate.
So it was trying to download all the other characters available, and it just wasn't happening. It took a long time for the other characters to be available before we could get everybody to start playing.
The thing that upsets me about this is, the Lizard Squad people, they're claiming it's, so that way they could show Sony and Microsoft, the vulnerability, and these corporations don't care about you and stuff like that. They're trying to make it out seem like it's a noble thing that they're doing, or at least acceptable.
I haven't read that at all.
I read that. I read.
All I've ever read is that it was they doing it because they could do it.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking, okay, going against a corporation, whatever. That's that's one thing. But the families on Christmas, they're not part of that. They don't have anything to do with that. They're just people with little kids or teenagers or adults, whatever, that just want to enjoy something. They want to get together as a family and spend some time.
Well,
they're not part of that equation.
Not only that, it's taken the people who have to work on these things, the IT guys, the engineers.
Yeah.
It's taken them away from everything that they want to do because they've got to work on this overtime, put in the hours, and try and get it fixed and get it back up and running.
So doing this for the lulz, that's a jerk move.
The flip side of this is that the PSN, when I logged into it, because Netflix wouldn't work for my Xbox Live, so I said, well, let's try PSN. And I fired up PSN, and while it says that I can't connect to or fired up the PS4, it says I can't connect to the PlayStation Network. It doesn't show a friends list. It can't get to the store, anything like that. Yeah. Netflix and Amazon Prime and everything else were working fine.
Really, mine weren't working on but I have PS3, so maybe that was part of it. But it wasn't working there. I had turned on my Wii U, though. Everything's fine. Nobody cares about Nintendo, apparently.
Yeah,
but
true.
That was fine. It's just...
Basically,
it made a lot of misery for a lot of people, and
Nintendo working okay?
Yeah, Nintendo's working fine. They didn't care about Nintendo, apparently. I guess they're A-okay.
To me, it's making a lot of misery for the wrong people. It's one thing to stick it to the man, but for sticking it to people that have nothing to do with it, I just don't like that.
Yeah, when I think about your message of sticking it to the man, we're thinking about the inconvenience you gave us on Christmas. That's what we're thinking about, right? More than anything else.
Yeah.
That's not even mine for my inconvenience. Well, God, I'm not even playing anything on the consoles. I just wanted to use Netflix on the consoles, and come to find out, even after I got it working, I realized I didn't need it for the what I needed to do, which was doing some exercise stuff. Neither here nor there. But I found a way that I didn't need Xbox Live or PSN to do it. Yeah, I don't have anything I wanted. I've got nothing to play. Everything I was playing, everything that I've told you I played was all Steam and PC stuff.
I mean, like I said, the main hassle was people just getting a PS4 or Xbox One for Christmas and trying to get that set up and couldn't. Yeah, I want to renew my PS Plus account because that was due on yesterday, and I haven't been able to get to the store at all. So I can't even go to Amazon and buy a code because it's just impossible to enter it at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep. All those are down. You want to re-up your PlayStation Plus subscription. You can't do that. PSN is just not working at all. Some people have reported, like Tuo in there says the PSN was working for me a couple of hours ago. He said it did just drop on him for maintenance a bit ago, though. I have heard different stuff. I've heard where it's working for me, it's not working for me. So
on the PlayStation Store was like that.
Yeah,
I got about $30 worth of downloads I got to pick up, but I can't because the thing is stuck in maintenance right now.
It's just having issues at the moment. So anybody listening who may not understand what's going on, didn't they do this last year or tried to?
There's been. I don't think they did it on Christmas.
I thought there had been some attempts on Christmas,
but I know they went after PSN a couple of times throughout this year.
Yeah. And maybe it wasn't on Christmas. Maybe it was just a regular overload of people getting new consoles that killed a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't
on Christmas,
off the top
which is probably not helping anything either. Is that there's a bunch of people trying to connect to the network, and look at all the things that like Assassin's Creed you cannot play, and that's one of your big top games. You can't play until it gets the update. What is the Destiny? Oh God,
Destiny's
always online. You can't do anything in Destiny without a connection.
Yeah. One of the games they got for the kids and family was Titanfall, always online.
Yeah, you can't do anything with that.
Yeah, just a lot of things just shut down. Everything's reliant on either it's online only or you have to authenticate online before you can play. And it's just like when those services aren't there, it's really bad.
Kelly Synth was saying last year was just overload.
Yeah, that's why I guess I was confused that maybe they had done this last year, but. Titanfall has a PC version. The PC version is working fine and connections working fine. I assume. I have not tried.
Yeah, no idea.
But I would imagine everything on your PC is probably working okay as far as Steam and everything else is concerned. Destiny, if it had a PC version, likely you'd still be able to go there and do
Wouldn't
whatever.
Have any issues there.
Do your dailies, do your weeklies, whatever the case that you wanted to do.
The Bungie can't deal with the PC. They don't know how.
They didn't want a PC version. So, yeah, Cody Jiro in the chat room was asking if anybody's having trouble with PS4 Online. That's exactly what we were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah. It's, lots of people are having trouble with it.
Me, everyone we know. And
I don't know when it's coming. The other thing is Microsoft seems to have gotten things back up and running, but Sony has been nothing but quiet on this whole matter. They haven't, as far as I know, they haven't issued any kind of statement saying that here's the situation, here's the ETA, or here's what we're doing, or anything like that. It's just been down.
Sony's having a hard time with hacks.
Sony had the entire issue with the packs earlier this month.
Yeah.
And, they probably just, they're like, let's just not throw any more fuel on the fire right now. Just be like, man, it's down. Go well.
Keep our mouth shut and just work on it rather than saying anything.
Probably is the smartest thing they could do.
Yeah. Callie Sense says Elite Dangerous is working pretty good as well. Yeah, it seems like everything on the PC is probably running smooth, regardless of what it might be. But everything on your consoles is not doing too great. For a lot of people, that sucks. But for me, I'm okay because I just don't do a lot with my consoles lately.
Yeah.
Everything's been on PC. So, when was the last time you played When was the last time you played your PS4?
GTA 5. Not that long.
When was that?
I think last week.
Last week? Okay.
Before all this happened, but I still pop into that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting the Last of Us remastered.
Digital?
Yeah.
The digital version?
Either that or just, if it's cheaper at GameStop for like a used copy or something. I don't know. I mean, even though I've already played it and I beat it like a couple of times, just I'm curious how it looks remastered.
I've still got it from GameFly. I never sent it back. One of those that I wanted to hold on to until the price of it dropped on GameFly to where I could just grab it and they'll send me the box and everything.
Is it noticeably better looking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it looked good, to begin with, in my opinion, on the PS3.
Well, I'll say this. Here's the difference. I did not play the main game.
Okay.
When I got this, I plugged it in and I started playing the DLC that I did not get a chance to play.
Oh, yeah.
And
New story.
the DLC it looked really, really good.
I really liked that story. I thought it was an excellent game.
This is the first time I'd seen a photo mode, and I know that Infamous had done it very well, but the photo mode for this was really good. Infamous has done it. Last of Us and Shadow of Mordor have all thrown in photo modes, which you can activate at any time during the game.
GTA 5 has it too.
Does it?
Yeah, you could pull out your camera and take photos and stuff. That's what you're talking about, right?
Wind Waker HD has that.
Sweet.
So-
No, that's not what we're talking about.
I will say, I think it's a bit different than that.
Photo mode is where it detaches the point of view camera,
yeah.
and you have free reign of moving the camera around to get the shot that you want.
Oh, okay.
And you can add effects to it and zoom in, zoom out, do some FOV or is it FOV towards the situation, but depth of field is what I was thinking of.
You hear they may have announced Last of Us 2?
No.
No, where's that?
Oh.
What's that?
Just in a...
That's a sequel to The Last of Us.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
I
not
know
important.
that, but where's this info coming from?
I'll have to pull it up, but it was like on their website.
The fact that I haven't seen anything else talk about this must mean it's really low on the...
It was like
totem
a
pole
job posting and everything real quick, and then they pulled it.
I thought they had announced...
May have hinted at something.
I thought they had announced something like they were going to do a sequel.
Because, Last of Us kind of went under the radar.
First thing I see popping up for like entering Last of Us 2 is like director says, it's 50-50 chance of doing a sequel.
Maybe that's where I got that from.
And that
Somebody
was
took that as like
almost last year.
So
So
you're telling me there's a chance, which is what a lot of people probably would take from that. But yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I'll say right now there's probably still finishing
That
up
might be
on
it.
Uncharted. So
Finishing up, they're probably still knee deep in Uncharted. I mean, not any close. We're close to
Yeah.
being a finishing up situation on that.
Only thing we've seen so far is something concerning resumes concerning Last of Us 2. Looking for people. Who knows what it's for. Maybe change for something else completely different by the time anything comes to fruition.
Yeah, senior, like they have experience, senior artist, character artist, Just Cause 3, lead character artist, Last of Us 2, stuff like that, so maybe that's might be a little something. But then, it got removed. So, who knows?
Yeah. So everybody else in the chat room is saying that the PSN and Xbox are still down, or at least for some it is still down. Like I said, I had my issues where you could probably play some games, but I knew their connected apps like Netflix and stuff did not work on Xbox Live. They did work on PlayStation, but I couldn't see friends list or anything like that. Couldn't play anything on the PS4. So, and yeah, I kind of agree. Sony needs to up their security because it's been hacked like this before, says Cody. Since Sony have been hacked like this before, they should be repairing it a lot faster. I don't know.
This isn't a hack. It is a direct denial of service
DD,
hack. It's
DDoS.
not them getting into their systems. It's just hammering them to the point where they just can't keep up with the traffic. The thing, the entire brouhaha from a couple weeks ago was a hack that did get inside their systems and was information stolen from them. That was a flat out hack. But this is just hammering their servers over and over again. Solving that problem is not something that's easily, nobody's really kind of found a way to easily solve that yet.
No, but I hope it's back up soon. It'd be nice for, I'm sure a lot of people, like I said.
I just want people to play games now.
Well, I will say this: a friend of mine got Assassin's Creed Unity for Christmas, and she sent me a text like, "Hey, are you playing this?" And I was like, "Oh, I got a lot of bad things to say about the game." Said I got a lot of bad things to say about the game, but apparently it's been patched, and I'd rather not say that it's
like 4 different patches now.
Yeah, that
That's what
it's.
they're up
I'd
to.
rather not say that it's still bad. I'd like to try it for myself. And
Maybe
I
with
got
the
it.
patches, maybe it fixed it.
I don't know
Ish.
because I can't download the patches because
Yeah.
PSN is down. So we were talking about that, and she was asking me, is the co-op any good? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. You should probably just go into the single player part of it first.
I hope the co-op's good because that was a big selling point of their.
It really was, and I don't know how well it worked. I'd never got a chance to try it out in the very short time that I played it before I got so frustrated that I said, screw this, I don't want to play this anymore. This game is horrible. But I do have it on rental from Gamefly and was going to try it out since the patch and just have not done it and can't do it now. However, I did ask her, I was like, when was the last time have you played any of the Assassin's Creed games? She's like, I only played 1. I never played any others after 1, and I didn't like 1. I said, oh, goodness, okay. I said, well, two's decent, and 2, they've used, everything they've done since 2 has been based off of, like, 2's gameplay mechanics and everything that they kind of built. They built everything off of what they did in 2. And she said, well, that's the reason I didn't like AC1, because of the gameplay. I was like, yeah, well, AC2 might be good. I was like, you can always go to Black Flag. Real cheap. Yeah. A lot of people like it. And so, who knows? But we haven't been able to get online and play. We haven't been able to talk any more about it. So, it's a situation that is just left up in the air until the PlayStation Network gets fixed. Until then, Steam it is, which I've enjoyed. I really like in Steam that they put they put those little tags up on the games to let you know if it's in your wish list or if it's already in your library.
Oh,
I like that.
I love those.
That helps.
Go on the store page. It's like, okay, I already have this.
I know.
I don't need to worry about that.
I know.
That was the best edition, even more so than like their Discovery Queue when they did the big overhaul.
I didn't care about that. Yeah, the tags are nice.
The list yesterday on the big page of like, here's our daily 24-hour deals. All but 2 things I already owned. Banished and Risen 3, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Banished is in my wish list, but Risen 3 had no tag on it. But it was weird to see, like, oh, God, I don't need anything today. It's all that I already have it all.
What I would like is, like, how, like, on the left side it'll either say wish list or, in library, or like a little tag on the right side saying, friends wish list. That way I can look real quick to say, oh, hey, that's on my friends wish list. If you see something that's real cheap, you might, like,
yeah,
boom.
that would
but
be
that
nice.
might be just like too niche, or
It may be thing they just haven't worked out how to do that easily without. Like,
or don't. Care.
Well, I can say that's been an issue for me just for the fact that I've been wanting to do some gifts for you guys.
Exactly, so,
and I didn't know what. Amazingly enough, almost all of you had Valiant Hearts in your wish list. Even James had it before he bought the thing. So that was easy to kind of get an idea. Basically, I just clicked on Valiant Hearts, and then I looked at the profile of it to see how many people wanted this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be nice, though, just to be able to scroll over and see, like, okay, these are the people who want this game right here. Which, given how long it took to get the library and wish list tags, it's like, oh, okay, hopefully something along those lines come up. Because it can be a little frustrating to, like, click through the store page, see that, and then click back. It's like, oh, well, now I have to scroll back down here again. It's not even that bad. It's just inconvenient.
Yeah. But I mean, it'd be nice, like, especially like during the sales, like if a game pops up on like a nice little sale during the week or weekend, and then like I'm not thinking about it because I may already have it, but like, oh hey, someone in my friend library, they want it, and see that, and like, you know what, I'm feeling nice, Just to me, that would be kind of one little extra touch that would just.
Are you out there gifting games to people?
On occasion, yeah.
Okay.
Because I've had games.
Because I didn't get nothing from you. Did you guys get stuff?
Just what you sent me.
Another
friend of mine sent me.
Okay. No. On that note, we're going to take a break. It's fun to leave them like that.
Let me go into my Steam account real quick.
No, don't.
You don't
Trust me, most of the stuff I already have.
I know. That's the one thing about this is, like, especially with Steam, like, when you have a big library like you do, maybe like the stuff like towards the wish list is just like so.
I've got a ton of
third
stuff.
tier.
Yeah, I've got a ton of stuff in my wish list that I'm hanging on until the last day, and some of it I'll buy, and some of it, like I said, Low price does not mean I'm going to pick it up, even though I've got plenty of examples in my library where that is the case. But yeah, there's a couple in there that I've got my eye on in case they either go lower or wait for the last day. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more of in-game chat. Going to do a quick chat room roll call. 328. Thanks for joining us, Medusa's Mirror. We appreciate your Christmas gift. We opened it on the air last week. Cali Synth. Pox Ticket. Jack Craft. X-Ray 346. Paul Square. PS Mud Prince 204. The Raging Pelican, W. Matthew, Build 195, Cryptic 1, EJ Will 1223, Jimmy the Saint, Lavos is in the chat room, Boomer 20021, AC Wraith, Cavalier UK, Catkinson 1023, and Lamageddon, I believe, which is also a very good name.
I like that one.
Hanging out in the chat room. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight, and we will be back with more in-game chat in just a minute. Here is music from Deus Ex, Human Revolution. And welcome back to In-Game Chats. That is music from DuckTales.
This sounds extremely Japanesey.
Does it?
It does to me. For a second there, I thought it sounded like Lunar.
I don't know what Lunar is.
It's a JRPG.
Yeah.
I'll say I know what it is, but it's kind of fun to watch you sweat.
I guess it would, except I've always associated this obviously with DuckTales. And so it's never...
Yeah, to me, it's like, this is DuckTales. This is the moon.
Yeah. And so I can't...
So you're close thinking Lunar, but I mean...
Yeah, I guess so.
But to me, it has a JRPG feel to it.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like one of them levels, and I want to be the guy. Maybe they just took it from there and went from there. I don't know.
I know that's another one I've never played.
I want to be the guy is...
Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't want to play
know what?
that.
There's games I actively avoid.
You know what? I would pay money to watch you play. I want to be the guy.
I tried that. And
Patreon goal.
I am not the guy.
Okay. I will do it. If somebody's going to pay me money to play a game, I'll play a game.
I'll pay you money to play Duke Nukem Forever.
If you'll buy it for me, I will. How much will you pay me? Apparently, it hinges.
About like $6.50.
Apparently, it hinges on that.
No, you got to buy the game and pay him to play it as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a game I could get you for the holidays.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's at the top of his wish list, I'm sure.
It's not even on there.
But see, that'll mean that you bought it. You actually bought that game. Of course, it'll be in my library, and everybody will think that I bought it. But so it's not on my wish list. But sure,
nope,
I would not turn down. I will not turn down free games. Yeah, W. Matthews says 1001 Spikes, and what was the other one?
V.
Yeah, there's that one, which we actually have music for.
Jordan.
So 2014 is pretty much done.
Just about, yeah.
As far as we're concerned, it's over with after we finish this episode.
I feel like I missed so much of it.
You did.
Yeah.
You missed a lot of it. When did you leave? April?
April.
Man. And got back
November.
just before Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you missed a good bit of it. You're still on tap to like just stick out the year, right?
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere?
No.
Okay.
Not for a while.
I think that was the same way when we talked to you last year, and then it was a few months into 2014. It's like, oh, gotta go again.
Yeah. Well, last year I had other stuff to do.
Which I
had schooling and
yeah,
educational stuff.
Which is fine. There's no way I can there's nobody I can get mad at in that situation. I hate that it happens. I wish you could stay home, but that sucks when you can't. So
that's what they pay me for.
Yeah. Jonathan Killed. Hey, Jonathan. Welcome to the chat room. Missed the chat room roll call that we did earlier, but we're glad to have you nonetheless. Anyway, so like I said, 2014 is done, and
not a bad year
for
games.
Seriously,
I mean,
well, you weren't here for most of it.
I get it, all of it all at one time. So instead of having to have it spread throughout, I just click the buy button while I was gone and wait till I got back, and then boom, and there it all is for me to play.
You missed most of 2014. I would say the highlight, and this is something we should do, not really game of the year, but your highlight of the year, I suppose, the game that you kind of remember the most from the year. For me, it would have to be Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I read the other day that a lot of the team members on that were responsible for The Darkness. So I was like, that's even more.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, even more of that. Man, I really need to play that.
I like The Darkness.
I
almost picked up The Darkness 2 when it was on sale, and I said no.
I did not play the original Darkness 2. It's so good.
Darkness 2 is good?
Yeah.
Why did I hear it was not as good as the first one or something? I don't know.
That's the one where you're the mob guy with the tentacles and the...
Yeah.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Jackie.
Jackie Estacado.
The fact that you could watch the entirety of...
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. That on itty bitty screen. But that's cool. I think that's...
Why is that cool?
Because that's...
Why is that cool to you?
Because that's something extra
you're the
that
guy
they
who
didn't
played
have
GTA and sat there and watched the entire TV play through everything, right?
Because when you look at GTA or Max Payne or whatever, when they have the little TVs, it's like little snippets of just generic whatever. But the fact that they didn't have
those are parodies, though. Those are funny to watch. But this is an entire movie that you could watch
with your girlfriend
somewhere else on a bigger screen, not in the game.
I just think it's interesting that they didn't have to do it at all. It could have been just nothing. But I thought it was just interesting.
Now I'm kind of beating you over the head for this, except I will freely admit that I watched the entire thing thinking there was an achievement at the end.
No. After, like 5 minutes or so, you get the... I think you do get an achievement, like for, just watching just a little bit of it, but not for the entirety of it.
I don't even know if you get an achievement for watching a little bit of it. I didn't think you got anything.
I thought it was like, I don't know.
But see, here's the stupidity of doing that. I could have looked it up and said, is there an achievement for watching the whole thing? Rather than like, well, I better do it just in case. No.
And it's a good movie.
And by the way, there is no achievement for it. So if you want to, you don't have to sit there and watch the whole movie.
Unless you want to.
It's a good movie.
But why?
You don't need to. It's on a very tiny screen. Just go, find it somewhere. It's real cheap.
Don't be a Matt.
Well, I mean, that's not to say, again, I'm the guy that sat there and watched the whole thing thinking an achievement might be waiting for me at the end of it, but there wasn't. I don't think that's what's cool about it. The Darkness was a lot of... The Darkness was really good.
It was a fun game.
For a game that really shouldn't have been that enjoyable.
It's not the kind of thing you'd expect to hear. It is a licensed game. It is based on a comic book.
Right.
And... yeah, I did not play the first one. I heard good things about it and got the second one, and I was just charmed by it. It was just really good. Cell shade looks a bit kind of like Borderlands style, not quite as
not quite
cartoonish.
Yeah.
So most surprising game for me would be Wolf, the New Order. Mm-hmm. The most disappointing game I would have to say would probably be Infamous.
Really?
Second Son?
Yeah. A lot of flash, not a lot of substance. I probably played it the wrong way, although I don't think something like that should exist where you play a game the wrong way.
To me, it was just, compared to the other two, it was just short.
One is still like the standout of the series for me.
Yeah.
Because that achieved on gameplay, that achieved on storytelling, that just, that really clicked. And everything that's come after that really hasn't wowed me. To the point that this is worthy of causing it a sequel or calling it a sequel or worthy of praise the same as one got. I was really hoping that Second Son would do that, but Second Son looked really, really good, man. The colors that they put in there, the neon stuff, all of that was really, really great, but the story was crap. And again, I played through knocking out everything as I went along, so I would clear every little suburb of the area. I would clear it completely, 100% it. So by the time I got to the end boss, I was majorly powerful, but when I got the end boss's powers, I had nothing to use them on because I had already cleared everything out.
Did you get to keep the end boss powers afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was one of those just for the final battle type things.
No, you don't get them for the final battle. You get them when you beat her.
Oh, okay.
You get her powers when that's how it always worked. Every time you defeated a boss or a new player or something like that, you would very Mega Man-ish.
Acquire.
You would get their powers, and when you beat the final boss, you get the ability to turn into stone or whatever it was. But I had nothing to use that with because I had already completed most of it. I'd already gone through and wiped everything out. Pretty much 100%ed the area. So I could say that there's some blame on me for that part, but again, there shouldn't be a wrong way to play a game, especially something that's open world like that.
So there's no New Game Plus option you could use it on at all?
I don't think there is. There may be. There may be.
I mean, maybe something to save for DLC or something afterwards. Or...
I'm not sure.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know. Something like that for New Game Plus, it would just seem that, wouldn't quite mesh with the story. Because, like you said, the story is, after you beat the boss, you get, imagine, going back to Mega Man or something else where you get the power-ups from the person. It just not quite.
Yeah, you described that. I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point of you getting it if you're not going to use it for anything?
It just seems so short.
Well, because if you beat it ahead of time of clearing everything out, you've got that power to use on the rest of the islands and stuff, and you can to finish doing that sort of thing. Happens a lot in Assassin's Creed where I'll finish the story, but it's like, all right, go do all this other stuff that you haven't done. There was that ability in Infamous, but I had done all that other stuff.
See, I'm just
before beating it.
I'm the opposite, where I'll do all the other stuff before I finish the story.
That's exactly the way I am.
Yeah,
I'm like that with Assassin's Creed for the most part. There's a lot of little things in Assassin's Creed they'll throw out, especially Black Flag.
Yeah,
screw that underwater stuff.
The underwater wasn't that bad. It was the when you're going against the legendary ships.
You and I are so opposite.
The
Oh,
legendary
legendaries
ships,
would be
the
another one.
two. I did 3 of them, but
I didn't
the
do
one
any
with the
of 'em.
2. Oh man, no, that
I
was
didn't do any.
just
Of course, I played over half the game, forgetting or not even knowing that I had the
mortar.
The mortar. Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Oh boy, does it! But I played most of the game not even knowing I had a mortar to fire.
I played most of that game going, all right, let me start going towards this point, and then, oh, look, there's a ship, and just get sidetracked. You know,
Why do you think 2014 was good, gaming wise?
Because
You weren't around for most of it,
wasn't around for most
so
of
I'm
it.
not gonna hold this.
some of the
to
stuff
you.
that I've wanted came out. You know, like the Wasteland 2. You know, that's a game that I've been wanting for, since.
True, you did bad, but it's still in early access, though, right?
No, it's
Oh,
out.
is it done? It's finished.
Yeah, it's
Good.
done. It's
All right.
out. Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking of Torment.
Yeah,
and it's
Torment's
fun.
still in early access.
Yeah, because I got Wasteland for backing Torment.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, it's everything I wanted in, like that game. It was like the best of Fallout and the best of the
When did
original
that come out?
Wasteland. That came
October, I
out
think?
October. Yeah, around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had any time to play it?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm just like, wow, this is great. From what I played of Alien Isolation, I really like, and I love the atmosphere. I love walking around and Nostromo, stuff like that. I mean, that's just, that was a lot of fun. I like Borderlands pre-sequel. It's just more of the same, but I like what it's doing.
Yeah, I mean, this is all opinionated stuff
Yeah.
on to whether you had a good year for you, or because obviously what you're telling me now, I'm listening, and I'm like, that doesn't do it for me.
And like you said, the Wolfenstein, that was a lot of fun.
That's like my highlight of the year.
I need to do more of that one. It could be worse.
And I feel that it was. I mean, I really feel that it was. That basically I got one gem out of a whole year. And the rest of it was just like pushback, delay, delay. Whatever. Fine. Games are going to have delays. That doesn't always mean bad things.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily always mean good things either, but games are going to have delays. And it kind of pushed everything back into 2015, but if I say that 2014 was bad as far as gaming and use the reason that things got pushed back into 2015, I should be able to come back and say, yeah, I'm looking forward to 2015. But me and James were talking about this last night. I'm not really looking forward to 2015. Witcher got delayed again.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful for that.
There's been a lot of scope with this. Like, a lot of that is just like
But-
the marketing coming out, and it's just like,
But even more so to look at it on the side of console and PC gaming. The consoles have nothing that I want to play next year that I can think of.
Phantom Pain.
that's
That's
going
on
to be on the
PC.
PC.
Yeah.
This is, again, we're going on my own opinion here.
Yeah.
So understand that
I
I'm
didn't
not
know
saying
which
this
way
is-
you would play that. Which way you'd go on that.
Well,
one.
that's something I asked James about because we were talking about. God, I wish he was here. Because we were talking about our outlooks for next year, and I asked him because he just said that there was just nothing on his radar, and I said, as somebody who's had a long history with the title, I have not. My first, I've had some very tiny experiences with the Metal Gear lore, but first real game I dove into was 4 on the PS3.
Oh wow.
Yeah, seriously, I know the game and I've seen it played, but I did not have a PlayStation, a PSX. There's a generation of gaming that I never got into, and it was the PSX, the Dreamcast, and the N64 that I never touched.
If you get the
Didn't live in or didn't game in that period. I don't know what I was into at
Yeah.
that time, but it wasn't gaming.
the HD one has 2, 3, and 1.
I've got them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I've got
you
the.
can replay them.
I've got them on the PS3, that big collection, the Metal Gear Solid collection. I've got all that. I haven't jumped into them.
Yeah.
But my main experience was Metal Gear Solid 4, and I said, "What do you feel about 5?" And he wasn't hopeful about it, and I can kind of see where he sits from because, I understand Kojima has this thing where he just does goofy stuff
Yeah.
in
he
his
does.
games. Like, if you go back, and I'd like to do this because I can't say that I'm remembering correctly, but if you go back to the reveal of 5 at E3, it wasn't this E3, it was E3 last year, when they did the announcement. It was in the desert, and they did the close-up on the two guys on the horses. I don't remember who,
Yeah.
Snake and somebody else. And that's how into that series I am, to not know almost who those two
Snake
people.
and someone else.
Someone else. And then it did the pan around them, and all of a sudden, oh, you're controlling this. And it did whatever. I don't think we saw anything that was trademark Kojima in that original reveal, because it was very quick. There wasn't much to it. But then after that, when you started to get at gameplay, it became less about let's see how the new Metal Gear looks and what it can do, as to what kind of goofy stuff did Kojima throw in. Your horse can poop and distract people. Oh, your box can have a woman in a bikini on front of it, or a soldier on front of it, and they'll salute it and do a distraction, or whatever the case may be. Oh, you can airlift goats, back to base.
Oh, look, it's the ghost from PT. Wow, how scary.
The puppy was like that. I remember that now.
Huh?
The puppy. Airlift the puppy back to the ship ship or whatever.
Or a Jeep or anything.
Yeah.
A buggy and cart. Yeah, whatever it was.
What was it, like a big balloon? He just popped a suddenly inflated balloon, and off they go?
Yeah, something like that.
So, I don't know.
Kojima is weird.
Yeah, no.
No doubt.
But, and I guess, and you're also in the same camp as James as far as the experience with Metal Gear.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that is on your list of, like, I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be great type thing. Or
I'm looking. I don't know how great I'll have to wait till it comes out to know how great it is. But,
right. Will you play that on PC, or will you play that on console?
Console.
Okay.
Just because, like I said, I had Phantom Pain. Ground Zeroes on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And, just continue it on that.
Yeah, Ground Zeroes has been on sale a few times on Steam now. And I've kind of been thinking, James said he was kind of thinking about picking it up as well.
I think for something like getting Ground Zeroes on the PC, I'd have to beef up my rig some more.
Yeah.
To truly take advantage of it.
So, yeah, Witcher and then Metal Gear were two that were like, okay, well, it's on PC, so console can kind of sit to the side here. And then I think a game that both of us, James and I, were both really looking forward to, at least for the amount of time that the player base sustains it, is Evolve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to ask you about that, if Evolve was still on your radar.
Yeah, it was. We talked about this, I think it was, Track Zero and Duke Frucom were in the chat room, maybe it wasn't last week, but it might have been the week before last, and they were talking about Evolve and which way I was going to go with it, and I wasn't sure, but at the time, I pretty much decided to go PC with it, because that's where everybody else that is probably going to be playing this that I can play with will be there, and that's where I'd like to play it. So, basically, the two that I'm looking forward to next year are Evolve and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And
You'll probably get Batman on PS4, correct? Is that what you pre-ordered it for?
I pre-ordered it for the special stuff.
Okay.
Not necessarily for the game itself. I pre-ordered it because those things were really limited.
Yeah.
And I wanted the statue of both the car and Batman.
But isn't that what you're going to play it on?
Probably not.
Okay. You'll just
probably get it on PC.
Okay.
I've got the other three on PC. I've got the others.
Yeah.
I've got Arkham Asylum and I've got Arkham City on PlayStation and on
PC.
Same here. I've got Arkham Origins only on PC.
Yeah, I did the same thing with that.
Not necessarily that matters. None of that really matters, but likely I would go PC on that. I'm also thinking about getting a new card for the system, and I'm kind of holding out to see if they announce the whole buy your card, get a free game thing.
Yeah.
They've got one right now. I don't even know if they've still got it, but right now it's all Ubisoft games and stuff. It's the Crew, Far Cry 4, or Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and right now I'm good. My card's okay. It'll hold up my backlog of what I've got in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really thinking of doing an upgrade on that next year, and hoping that they kind of throw in they've done it before. Arkham Origins, that's exactly how I got Arkham Origins, where I bought the code off eBay from somebody who got a new card. But I can't remember if that was ATI or if that was NVIDIA. I think it was NVIDIA.
Okay.
It is NVIDIA because the Batman games all have the PhysX feature that they like to show off. So it was NVIDIA cards.
Would you just get one card, or would you SLI?
Well, I get one card to start with, and then maybe do a second. Yeah, maybe split the year. Do one card in the summer, and then do another card for Christmas. and then do the SLI type situation. I've never done an SLI situation on this rig that I got here. I've always been curious about it, though.
I think that's the only reason why mine's able to handle. I mean, because I got your old one,
And then you got James' old
And,
one, right?
yeah.
And they were both the same card, so you
Same
just
card,
did
so
a
yeah, I have them in Crossfire.
Crossfire, yeah.
And it works well. I really like it, but I'm just wondering, like, for something like that, if I want to really beef it out, I might have to get like a new motherboard, and then I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's your?
You know how it is. You start tinkering with one thing, and you're like, "What else can I upgrade?"
Like
on
Uncharted
this?
4 would be another one that I'll probably play, but it's Uncharted.
Yeah,
you know,
that's just kind of a given.
There's nothing for me to look forward to as far as new.
Yeah,
Evolve is one. Batman's not really. As far it's Batman. I know what I'm getting there. There's nothing that's like that's new. That looks interesting. I'm going to see what that. Evolve on some scale isn't either. It seems to be a. I mean, obviously, it's the Left 4 Dead guys. It has that Left 4 Dead idea behind it, sort of situation. Mm-hmm. 4 versus 1, which is not necessarily how a Left 4 Dead is, but it's got some of those aspects. Plus, I played doesn't seem to put too far or to go too far out of the box.
Yeah,
with what it's doing to see something new, and then Witcher 3, like I said. So, what is it that you're looking forward to for 2015, Matt?
I think I'm looking most for
obviously Phantom Pain would be yours because you really like the Metal Gear stuff.
I do. Half-Life 3.
Okay.
Really?
I could be hopeful. Battlefront 3. They say it's supposed to be out before.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if so, then
I forget where your loyalties lie.
Always.
Regardless of who's working on it.
Nope. Yep. Yeah.
Because you know their reputation.
Yeah. Yeah. But
he owns Colonial Marines. That's
I know.
all you need to know.
I know. So that means you're also looking forward to Grim Fandango.
Exactly. I was going to say next, in a couple of weeks.
So I guess it will be a banner year for you, won't it?
It's like yay, and then hopefully, I'm hoping not since they just announced it and everything, it'll also be out next year, Day of the Tentacle. That'd be great too. Yeah. See?
I'm going to move over to Dennis. What was your highlight of the year?
Binding of Isaac.
Of course.
Yeah.
What else is there? I've played it nonstop since it released.
And you seem to be enjoying
so
the
good.
mess
No.
out of it.
That works, though. That works because...
No, that's great.
Because here I am sitting with my one game of being a highlight of my year. Is that your one game?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There was nothing else that kind of...
Nothing like that. That's
So how was your year then?
pretty good overall. I mean, I
Just
enjoyed
because of that one title?
Just because that one title. Before that, I had the other one. I mean, there's been other stuff. There's been a couple things, things like Walking Dead, season 2
that was
came
a
out.
lot.
Like, I mean, I had some issues with some stuff in that, but just for spoiler's sake, we won't go into that.
Mm-hmm.
But
5 different endings.
yeah, there are the
Very curious how they canonize that to move forward with season 3.
the only way I see them doing season 3 is just go somewhere else. Just do.
I agree,
Party
and I would actually prefer that. I think.
I think. Well, my main complaint is like, seriously, you guys are seriously listening to the 12-year-old girl for leadership of your group?
Yeah.
Were you all just dumb when did you need a psychotic dude leading you to be able to be competent? Are you kidding me?
As much as I like Clem and I enjoyed her story, time to move on.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I don't think there's anywhere they could. Sure they could go somewhere else with it. It's just kind of like I kind of feel done with it now. Yeah, I don't know. Even if it is Clem again in season 3, I'll probably still play it overall.
What I would like them to do, like the very first episode, season 3, have Clem, and then just like the first half of the first episode, and then just not necessarily kill her off, but just have her go away, and then you move on from there. Just that way she could bridge it over from 2 to 3, but then she's just out of the picture.
I'd just be fine starting fresh.
Maybe somewhere other than Georgia.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, just see what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where all the Walking Dead fiction focuses on is
even world. I think it'd be interesting, like a Walking Dead Morocco, or just somewhere just out of your element. Some place that people don't know, or aren't necessarily accustomed to. That'd be interesting to see how the rest of the world is handling this apocalypse.
Maybe overall I had good times, and
Yeah.
I did get to play things like Saints Row 4. That was
That was
thing
fun.
that took up a lot of time just because it's just fun. It's like
even just like the few minutes of just me running around again and just trying to get a hold of like the controls and just figure out what I'm like supposed to be doing. Just the mindlessness of it all. I'm like, okay, this is good.
Yeah, it's the perfect time waster, and that is one thing I'm looking forward to is the Get Out of Hell game coming out in January. As far as the future, I really want to play Dying Light. I really want to play that.
Really?
Yeah,
Didn't know that was on your radar.
I've been interested in it. It's just one of those things where it's like I look at it and I see so many ways it can go wrong. But I was watching some gameplay footage Co-Optimus posted it about a week ago of just like early footage of just playing through the storyline. It's like, no, this looks like something just exactly up my alley because they're always showing off. It's like, oh, here's the abilities you jump on a zombie shoulders to reach up to the balcony you need to climb up to.
Mirror's Edge with Left 4 Dead type situation. Mirror's Edge with zombies or something.
But yeah, like watching them play through the first mission where you have none of those abilities.
Did they show you any with the grappling hook?
No, they maybe the grappling hook. There's like almost an hour of footage. I've only gone through like 20 minutes of it.
When I was at E3, they showed me early stage. They allowed me to play an early stage, and I was having a horrible time with that, just with remembering controls and that sort of thing. And then they gave me a much later stage when you have a lot of different like upgrades, and one was the grappling hook, and that was real nice.
Yeah, where you're basically Spider-Man in the zombie apocalypse.
For the most part, yes. Any kind of ledge that you could see, you could throw the hook up there and swing up to it. And that was, for a game all about sort of free running and parkour type stuff, that'll be great.
Yeah,
because that gets you out of the area real quick, and it builds your momentum up to keep moving.
Yeah, my main worry was is that the game wouldn't be fun without those toys. Wouldn't be interesting. But like looking at the early footage where it was like the guy was like against one zombie was like bashing his brain in and was like out of stamina just from that fighting one of them.
Yeah.
With like a lot of them I saw is like spinning around with a sledgehammer and like being fine to like.
Yeah, it honestly wasn't like your first thing is not a game about combat. It's a game about survival. Get out of there.
Yeah,
stay away and get to safety.
Yeah, and that was a nice thing just seeing those early levels where it's like struggling to like just to climb up onto a ledge he just jumped to.
Yeah. Things
like that. I was like, no, I can get behind this.
Dying Light, you're one of your most look forward to for next year. What was did you have a most disappointing this year? Anything that really
can't think of anything disappointing. Like, not off the top of my head. Just complaints about like the few complaints about Walking Dead Season 2, which I just aired. I guess is about as close.
Surprised as Mario Kart didn't make any kind of list of how enjoyable that was for you.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed. Mario Kart I enjoyed a lot. But
I mean, it seems like if I'm sitting here bashing on console and stuff, but yet here's Nintendo sitting off to the side, and I think they're doing pretty well.
Mario Kart, the little bit of Smash Bros. I've gotten in is just really good.
Yeah.
I mean,
have you tried Hyrule Warrior?
I've not tried Hyrule Warriors yet.
I played a demo of it, and it felt, it felt fun. I mean, it was Dynasty Warriors with Zelda.
Yeah, that's exactly. I remember reading something like the Dynasty Warrior guys were like trying to make it more Zelda. Like Mimo was like, no,
how about
we want this to be Dynasty Warriors with Zelda characters.
Yeah,
don't whatever comes from Zelda, but like make it a Dynasty Warrior game first.
Yeah, and it felt just like that, and I like Dynasty Warrior. Can my most disappointing still be Colonial Marines?
No, because that was from last year.
I'm still disappointed.
You didn't have any other game that was like, I really wish this was better type situation from this past year. Think about it, because I'm going to move over to RJ.
Yeah, let me think about it
and talk to him. I mean, give it some thought if you've got anything that kind of stuck out. I mean, I've got other games that were really Infamous is on that list because I was so hopeful for it, and I got part of what I wanted, which was a really pretty looking game, and I got that. But
yeah, it was very nice looking, but
because it didn't deliver on everything else, it kind of didn't make the prettiness.
How about it story wise?
Story was not. Story's bad. Yeah. Story was not good at all, and
I guess so far for me, Watchdog.
Were you able to play that?
I played a little bit of it, and I was just like, it just didn't quite.
Yeah, see, Watch Dogs though was not a game I had any expectations. It did the year before or 2 years before it was coming out until they
Yes.
started doing what they were doing.
Yeah, I
with
was
it.
gonna say, I guess that's the issue. Is like any disappointments I played were like, no, that's about what I expected this to be.
Watch Dogs didn't disappoint me. It actually came in as expected, which was pretty much crap. But Infamous, like I said, I had hopes for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like I said, it only really delivered on a part of those, which was making it look good. But got to have more than just looking good for a great game type situation.
I like the comment Callie Synth put in the chat room, says, Watch Dogs, you didn't even get pretty.
No, you
Not
didn't.
at all.
Boy, no.
You didn't get anything. And I could extend it. Now, some people have mentioned Call of Duty Advanced Warfare actually being a good, decent game this year. And that is one that was on my list to, like, I really want to play that.
Yeah, I certainly haven't heard anybody complain about it.
I really want to. I only want to play the single player. I don't want to touch multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I was
just
very
so
interested in
burnt out
doing
on the
it.
Call of Duties, though. You know, ever since 4.
I did not play last
just-
year's. I did not play
Ghost?
Black
Ghost.
Ops or
Oh.
Ghost. Yeah, I didn't play Black Ops 2 or Ghost. Actually,
I played a little bit of Ghost. It's just it's the same.
Normally, I run through them, but you're right. I kind of got burnt out on it. But then
Yeah.
after hearing all the good things about Advanced Warfare, saying like it's actually kind of nice, I kind of want to try that out and see what that is. So, but because I didn't play it, that didn't make any kind of list for me. I had really lofty expectations for Master Chief Collection and the and those kind of killed whenever the launch was so horrible.
Yeah, mishandled and
I will say they won me over again putting ODST on there, and that'll be great to
That
have
does
whenever
help.
that happens. But and hopefully things will be worked out then. But that didn't make the list of disappointing either, because it didn't really deliver anything. And I already play those games. It's just a remaster collection.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Infamous really sticks out because, man, as a new console owner, you want that first original IP hitting, and they had been pushing that so hard. And the lead up to it, seeing people who had gotten the game early posting screenshots that looked gorgeous, seriously looked fantastic, and it did. It pulled it off. Just didn't pull off everything else that needed to make it great. Looks were down though, man. They had that down. So anyway, back to you. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Standouts of the year, of course. First and foremost, I want to say Dark Souls 2.
okay.
When that came out, I had all the time I spent playing that and building it up. The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah,
I was really
that
into
was
that.
good.
So good.
I really did like that one. Talking with y'all here, talking about the Fables series, made me think about that. Went out and got a graphic novel of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, thumbed through that.
Nice.
You liking it?
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked the story that
That's
they
awesome.
presented in there.
I think
So,
I remember you saying that, but yeah, that's awesome.
So I picked up the game on PSN and started playing that, and I was having a grand old time with it. And just looking forward to all the other chapters of the book and chapters of the thing, and seeing the reactions of other people, like seeing where I was in the minority in some of the decisions made. Like, did you save this person? Did you go to this place first? Did you do this? Did you do it? Did you give them money or not?
They do the
Things
same
like
thing with you haven't played Walking Dead.
I never played
They
Walking
do the
Dead,
same thing
no.
with Walking Dead. I will go back and say that Wolf Among Us, while it didn't do anything standoutish, but what it did tell me was that Telltale can step out of that Walking Dead universe and do something different.
Yeah.
And kind of gave me hope for. And I haven't played Borderlands whatever.
The Tales from Borderlands.
Tales of the Borderlands.
Yeah, I really kind of want to check that out.
Same here.
I haven't touched that or Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm not overly interested in Game of Thrones, really. I watched a bit of the TV series. I mean, I recognize it's good. It's just kind of like, okay, good fantasy. I'm glad everybody likes it. It's just kind of like, It doesn't strike that same chord with me that things like Walking Dead or, even Borderlands' sense of humor, like, really charms me. It's just the gameplay is just kind of not a thing for me, particularly when something, like I said before, feels like it requires multiplayer to be getting the most out of it.
But yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
it was
that's true.
It was nice to play a Telltale game, and God, I love the music. Everything. There were a lot of great things about Wolf Among Us.
Oh man!
And so, a good idea for them. They're not necessarily stepping out of the box with anything because it's the Walking Dead gameplay put in a different skin.
Yeah.
With that, and I assume that's kind of how most of their storytelling games are going to be in a sense.
And that's fine. It's a great system. I
Yeah.
definitely want to see them do more of it.
I will tell you, it's a step in the right direction if you go back and you play Sam and Max, but Sam and Max had something to latch onto. That was going back to what Sam and Max did, point and click adventure type stuff. But if you go to Back to the Future, which I think is probably closer to Sam and Max, point and click adventure than it is.
I think it is.
Than it is a episodic series type thing. It was an episodic series, but it didn't have that. Like Walking Dead doesn't have a point and click aspect to me.
Yeah, I mean,
it's there.
It's there, but that's not the main thing in Walking Dead. Is making the conversation choices.
Yeah, the decision
action
tree
sequences are definitely more. It's more what the game is about than just like go find this item. That's usually like a moment where you can like pause and kind of get your head together after whatever horrible thing has happened.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
Let's see, another title that really piqued my interest this year was Strider, the remake of the classic side scroll. That was really nice playing through that one early in the year.
I never played the original.
The original Strider, it was one of them hard, difficult games from Capcom.
That remake, that was the more of the arcade one than the NES.
Yeah, kind of more. But,
right?
The NES one was its own.
Was that this year? Was that released this year?
That was this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was this year.
Because I know I got it for free from PS Plus.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's man, I know people right now are looking at Xbox Live being better than PlayStation Network just for the fact that Xbox Live is up and PlayStation Network is still down. But boy, that value you get with PS Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to think of something else that came out of Ultra. I know it's a remake, but it's Ultra Street Fighter 4, the final version. Well, not really. They put Omega Mode out. Because
it's never really the final version.
Now, I gotta tell you something about Omega Mode, man. There's some crazy things.
Omega Turbo.
There's some crazy stuff going on in Omega Mode. Moves that just make you tilt your head. I'm like, what? Because I was watching it last night. Fireballs that don't go straight anymore. They go like in a parabola and then shoot down out the air somewhere and just hit you in the foot and open you up for big damage. Crazy stuff like that. We're still finding out little things on that.
Yeah, that was kind of like I think it was one of the alpha games where you could like fake a fireball throw to like fake somebody out, things like that.
Well, fake fireballs aren't anything new, but I'm talking. This is more like the like Champion Edition Street Fighter 2 when someone put a chip in it and start doing all types of bogus attacks like throwing fireballs in midair. Characters who can't throw fireballs, period, start throwing fireballs, things like that. It's
the fireball goes
stuff.
Up in the air, then goes straight down.
It's
like a javelin missile.
I guess. I mean, it just takes
crazy.
a weird arc, just up and then straighten your foot.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. But hey, we're having fun with it, so have at it, I guess. Those titles really stuck out for me this year. But I'll tell you, the disappointment for me, I never played the game. But I'm hearing nothing bad about it. Really good. It's Bayonetta 2. The fact that it's
You're
not
just disappointed because it's exclusive to the Wii U.
I'm disappointed that it's not coming out to any other console. I won't get to play it because I've said before I can't
do it for one game.
I cannot buy a Wii U for one game.
That's a valid disappointment.
I can't do it. But Bayonetta 2 looks awesome. I mean, it looks like all the fun that I had with Bayonetta 1 plus more. But the fact that I won't be able to get my hands on it, play it,
that falls under your big
that's my
big
big disappointment.
That's interesting. That's an interesting disappointment to have.
I need to try that one out just because.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been in your camp before, as far as that's concerned. I've never been disappointed about a game because it didn't release on a system I didn't have because I'm pretty much covered in that.
Yeah,
that's
lately with the
that's a horrible thing to have though. Is to have that feeling is that I will never get to play this that I really want to play because one game can't justify me to play the system.
It's bad. I've been that way for a while. I can't justify like the delay in buying a PS. Let's see, the last system I bought at launch was a Dreamcast. That was in '99. Haven't never bought a system at launch since then because I wanted to see what you got in your library before I put that money down.
Right.
On. So for PS4, there's enough out there now. With the situation I was talking about earlier with Guilty Gear, there's enough for me to pick one up. But for the Wii U, it's just that one title. So. I can't do it.
No Smash Brothers in your.
I'm not a Smash Brothers.
I didn't think
fan.
you were. It's fighting, but I didn't
fan.
think you were.
No, I'm not.
What's that other one? Is there another fighting game? Is it Wonderful 101?
I don't think it's a fighting.
Is that not a fighting game?
No,
I wasn't
don't
sure.
think so. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Though.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of talk about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like I said, looking at the game and looking at the people's reaction to it, I mean, looks awesome. Looks like an awesome game to play, but until it comes out with something else,
it's like
I can't do
Devil
it.
May Cry style, right?
That's like
kind of more about getting combos and
yeah, combos and styles and things like that, and seeing how creative you can be and what you can do in taking enemies out or being efficient, really. Because sometimes you get surrounded, so you can't be really stylish in that point. You just want to survive and get to the next area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while we've been having this conversation, I've been trying to think, is really Wolf the only one that really stuck out for me? And that's not the case now that I give more thought to it. It's like Valiant Hearts was a game that stuck out for me.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. And a lot of games that were on, well, I guess it wasn't mobile, but God, Framed was a good one. I only played that at PAX 10, but Framed was great. It's a puzzle game that's only on like iOS or Android. And then
what about like Talos Principle?
so yeah, Talos would be another one that I would have to go to and say that that was fantastic.
Like, I also thought about Far Cry 4.
Didn't put any time into it.
I really enjoyed that one.
I gave the keys out, but I didn't put much time into it.
I like that one a lot. It was, it's Far Cry. It's fun. That was a good one.
There was another app game. I thought there was another app puzzle game. Because I made all these recommendations to friends saying, "This is good. You should get this."
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember what they were.
I've got a disappointment. Lords of Shadow 2. Putting on is the worst sign of like putting stealth missions into your game and just inserting them in there. Could have been a really, really good game if not for stealth missions where it's like you walk across surface and you alert the big enemy that takes you back to the beginning.
Yeah, don't you hate those the what could have been feelings when you play through a game?
It's like could have been better. You could have done so much better as a game, but
Could have been a contender.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll tell you something I was looking forward to. Still thinking about PS4 was I mentioned in the chat room earlier, Bloodborne, Battleborn. That was the name. I was trying to think of the name of it a few weeks ago, like an updated Borderlands, because Gearbox is making this one anyway. So yeah, I'd like to get my hands on that with friends, because like we were saying earlier, some games you can't.
They're just
single
better.
player is not gonna do it for you. You got to have a group of folks with you.
Oh yeah.
So Battleborn, Bloodborne, of course Street Fighter V, and The Order, 1886. I want to check that out as well.
Order looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It was Division, hopefully next year.
Mm-hmm.
That one looks interesting too. But I like the Tom Clancy games. So
Yeah, I don't know. Ubisoft so far hasn't delivered on their promises as far as the let's make a reveal at E3 and then let's give it to the public.
yeah,
They've really got a long way to come from what they did to Watch Dogs.
yeah.
And I mean, hopefully they can do it. I will say this: I don't want to be a stick in the mud type thing where just everything looks bleak. I'm hopeful. I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I actually do have stuff that's fantastic. It's what I want to happen. Right now, you'd be Developer of the Year if you made that car mechanic thing that I was talking about.
Get some GTA Gran Turismo level cars available
Yeah.
for that, and that would be.
But I also want my fictional stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
DLC or whatever. Yeah.
I want my Enterprise. I want my X-wing. I want all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
From
Take apart one of them,
you know.
one of them pod racers or whatever from
any of
as
that
well.
stuff.
Mhm.
Any of that stuff. Any of the vehicles from any of the movies or whatever, or even games. There's a game on Steam, and it's free to play, and you can take apart guns, any kind of gun. You can strip it down, all of them. And they have an add-on pack, a DLC add-on pack that throws in like 4 or 5 licensed vehicles for $10. It's on sale for like $10 right now. And I only want the one car that's in there, which is the DeLorean. Like you didn't know.
Can you add stuff to it? Like let me add the Mr. Fusion.
I don't think it's
and
the time machine. I think it's just a DMC-12, but
Just
it
DMC-12.
might
Can you imagine?
It might be. I don't know.
You can throw a Batmobile in there. Let's see what happens.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
see,
that'd be
that's
great.
the thing. I looked up when I was looking that stuff up, like the Haynes thing.
Yeah.
I saw, the fictional ones, and one was for like the Batmobile, and I thought, see, this is perfect.
Like
Put this in a game.
I want the Tim Burton Batmobile.
That's what it was for.
Oh yeah, it'll be
Oh,
great
yeah.
to see all different models. The 66 Batmobile.
Oh, yeah, that-
Going back there.
animated
Batman.
series,
Yeah,
Batmobile.
animated-
That's
Yeah,
exactly
not really
that's what
much
I'm
of
saying.
Schumacher
I want all that
stuff,
stuff. I want all
yeah.
that stuff in there. I want that, like a huge comprehensive game where I can take apart any kind of vehicle, any kind of craft from anything, real world and fictional, for whatever they can grab the license for.
Take apart a TARDIS. You get lost in it.
That'd be interesting. But yeah, that'd be a game I'd be looking forward to next year if it was coming out, but not. So anyway, so anything else? Did you ever come up with anything? I gave you time to think. We were talking to RJ.
For disappointments?
Disappointments?
I'm pretty
No.
easy-go-lucky guy, I guess,
Well, you weren't here for most of it,
Yeah.
so you
There's a
probably
So
didn't.
I missed a lot.
You didn't get to experience the week-by-week disappointment of things, or the week-by-week of, hey, this is coming out, and, oh, it's delayed.
Yeah.
Or, oh, it finally released. Oh, God, it's crap.
Yeah.
Wolf is one of those things where we said, it's Wolf, we'll play it, whatever, and then it released, and it was like,
This is actually kind of fun.
Kind of good
It's
over
doing
here.
something here.
Yeah, it was good. It
Yeah.
was really, really good. Really enjoyed that. I wasn't supposed to enjoy that. I don't think anybody was supposed to enjoy that from everything that I had seen. I had seen that at E3 like a couple of years ago, and I was like, it doesn't look very great.
Well, I
You
mean,
know?
like you said, it's Wolfenstein. I mean, it's just one of those, like, all right, whatever, shoot Nazis. Because,
And then it knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was also another thing I read. It was originally not a Wolfenstein game. That
Oh.
was added on later.
okay.
So
But
Think
it
it
was
would've
like it was supposed to be.
I was about to say, think it would have succeeded if not for that name then?
I think that's part of the reason they got it is because they weren't
Mm.
able to get funding. It was like, well, let's put this license attached to it, and then that's how they were able to get it out there.
Yeah.
Well, folks, that is going to do it for our final episode. Hey, that is not what should be playing. That's going to do it for our final episode. Had a lazy finger. There we go.
If you leave,
That
80s
was.
song?
You knew that. For God, you named that tune and I don't know, just very little notes. Anyway, thanks everybody. How did you? I kind of want to click the other one to see if you get that one right.
Okay, what we got? We got
No,
a
we're not
second.
gonna do that.
Wait.
No.
Is that game show still airing? Name
Name
that
that
tune?
tune? No.
Dang, oh.
We could turn it into one
What
though.
could-
Apparently,
what-
with Matt,
what
some
could have
weird
been?
savant.
Here we go again.
Well, just not video game music, apparently. 80s music, I guess I'll be okay.
What is this?
Silence.
Yeah, silent. I don't hear anything.
Why is it not playing?
I don't know.
There it is. What is this?
It's taking way too many notes, man.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Well, thanks everybody. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. Thanks everybody for joining us in the chat room, as well as everybody listening on the stream and on the radio. We want to thank everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We really appreciate it. Head over to ingamechat.net. You can join us on Twitter, Facebook, our forums at colonyofgamers.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're on Steam, gift us stuff. We've got a Steam group. I know, blatantly asking. You can join up with over there and play games with us and other listeners. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. We will see you next Saturday and next year.
Is this Hotline Miami?
Yes, it is.
Ha ha!
Did somebody say it in the chat room?
No, I don't know.
All right. Have a good one, guys.